American people and what the American people want. I think that they are completely obsessed with identity politics, political correctness. They care more about illegal immigrants than they care about the American people. They're pushing towards fringe ideologies like socialism and communism, and they don't really care about what the American people want or how the American people feel. And even worse, they're more content to talk about the American people than talk to the American people. We have a president in office right now who actually looks people in the eyes, communicates directly with them, hears them, and feels what it is that they're going through and what their needs and concerns are, and he addresses them. That's why the American people love our president, and that's why the Democratic Party has gone so off the rails. I think Democrats are becoming hostages to extremism because they've taken the American people for granted for so long, just assume naturally that they would always be there, they would always have their vote. And so in an effort to reach out and grasp more power and more voters, they started catering to and pandering to these sort of extremist groups on the left. Now they're to the point where they're actually reaching for illegal immigrants, and they care about that more than they care about the American people. So they've lost the American people entirely, and now all they've got left are these fringe groups that they've completely lost control of it. They have lost control of their own voter base. Well, the first thing that people need to do is really begin to understand that the media on the left does not have their best interest at heart. They're not being honest with the American people, and they're really giving people a contorted view of what is actually happening in America and what the truth is. They're bending the truth about the president, they're bending the truth about the issues that affect everyday Americans, and in certain circumstances, they're outright lying to them. I think it's horrifying when I see that it's becoming socially acceptable for people on the left to harass, intimidate, threaten, in certain circumstances, even commit violent acts against people who believe differently than they believe. And what bothers me the most about it is that it's always erroneously based. It's not even a matter of them having an accurate assessment of what the other person actually believes. In most circumstances, what they think the other person believes or what the other person thinks is a complete lie that's been fed to them by the liberal media. So they're going out and they're committing these savage acts based off of misinformation that they're receiving from the liberal media, and I think it's horrifying. Honestly, I think things like what I'm doing, the Walkaway campaign, is an amazing bridge to build between these two groups, because there are a lot of people on the left who are thoroughly fed up with what's happening in their own ideology group, what's happening in their own political party. And they feel that something's wrong, they sense that something's wrong, but it's a scary thing to walk away from that, because you feel like you're walking away from your friends, you're walking away from your family, you're walking away from your own belief system. But I think knowing that there are people out there like the Walkaway campaign where you will feel supported, you will feel nurtured, that there are people waiting to embrace you if you're willing to walk away from that, I think that in itself creates an environment where more and more people are starting to wake up and realize, I don't have to stay here anymore. I don't have to be a part of this anymore, because what's happening around me is wrong and I don't want to be a part of it. And so